So you know that part in the Minecraft movie trailer where Jack Black says, "As a child, I yearned for the mines"? They made a cape out of that. Now I know you're just dying to know, how do I get that cape? Well, you gotta play the movie event. They do events in Minecraft now. Now this isn't the first time they've done an event in Minecraft. They had one for the 15th anniversary. But I want to talk about this one because it's really bad. So basically, there's 3 mini games to play. We've got the wilderness, where you collect the resources, the outer walls, where you defend the village, and the mines, where you collect resources. This is already less than the previous event. The previous event, like I said, it was to celebrate the 15th anniversary. It was also to promote a specific live event that happened, the Ender Cup. This is to promote the Minecraft movie, of course, that's gonna happen eventually. That's why Jack Black is over here. But also, every single one of these mini games is worse than all the stuff that was available in the previous event. So since the last event was based on the live event, the Ender Cup, obviously that had a bunch of games. So the mini games that you did in that event were all just simplified versions of the actual games that they played in the tournament. This one's a completely original, which means all these games are original, but they're all really boring. So this one is the defending the cart or whatever. This is the wilderness. You just follow this cart every once in a while, and then some enemies spawn, and you fight them, and then it gets to the end, and you get rewards. This one's about to end. But there's only 2 routes for the cart to take, so that was one of them. I caught it right at the very end, so I didn't contribute much. I still get the full reward, though. There's only 2 routes, though, and they have the same enemy spawns every time. Like this route, the first enemy spawns at the end of this road. I don't even have to follow the cart because I know where it is since there's only 2 routes. It takes a while too, even longer than most of the minigames in the other map. There were 4 in that one. The thing is, the first quest, you have to do all these quests to get the cape. The first quest has you do this 5 times. And like I said, there's only 2 routes, so you have to do each of the routes twice each, plus an extra route after that. Also, apparently Garrett's buck chuckets are missing on this map. That's a new thing. They must be introducing new stuff as the event goes on because there really isn't much to do otherwise. So I'm just going to ignore the mission here and go looking for that secret. Because this game is it's so boring. And then they have the outer wall game, which is just defending the wall, which is just killing enemies again. Except this time you have to use a bow because it's at the range. And the third game, the mines, you got to run around mines and do you'll never guess what. You mine and you kill enemies. All 3 of them are killing enemies. This is sort of like an MMO actually. You can see I'm level 91 and have equipment. Like, it only took a few hours to max out all the equipment, and that was exclusively playing the mining minigame, because like I said, the other 2 are just fighting enemies, and it's super slow, and you barely get any rewards. Mining, it's like mining in Minecraft, so it's tolerable enough. There are better mining experiences in just regular Minecraft, but this one works, and it has a level system. It's like an MMO. It's got the same charm as an MMO does. There's just very little content. I've almost run through this whole map and I haven't seen the buck chuckets anywhere. Oh look, cart delivered. I get the reward even though I only participated a tiny bit at the start. It does look like I get XP based on how much I participated, because I barely did anything and I got only a little bit of reward. The other event had a hub world for every single one of the minigames. Some of the hub worlds were really small, but all of them had secrets to find. Those hub worlds were all available from the start. This one, it looks like they're rolling out the content in the hub worlds slowly, since the buck chuckets weren't here on day 1, and the other stuff wasn't here on day 1, and the quests only unlock every other day. Watch out, on some day, piglins or players will be buffed. Why? I guess that's just because this is like an MMO for some reason. It's a 2-week event. It doesn't need to be like an MMO. Why am I level 91? I don't think the levels even do anything. You can't view other people's levels. Okay, actually, it looks like there's stuff over here. This is new. I don't think the cart runs back here, so I don't know what this is all about. Maybe this is content that's supposed to unlock later? I feel like I shouldn't be here. I did do some sneaky parkour to get over here. There's emeralds to pick up here as well. So it looks like there is more content to this than I first imagined. It's just most of it's locked until later. Oh, there's the chuck buckets. Okay, or the buck chuckets or whatever. The buck chuckets. Those do 7 damage. My sword does way more than that. It does 10. Okay, but if the buckets are here, then surely that means you're supposed to be over here because they were advertising. These doors are definitely closed, so I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be over here yet. But I saw someone else with the buck chuckets, and now I have them. And there was a prompt in the chat to pick these up. It makes sense that they'd have content to put later, though, since the content they have gets repetitive very quickly. Like I said, there's only 2 routes. So this is probably like a 3rd and a 4th route, I imagine. Maybe there's a 5th and a 6th further on if I keep exploring. I don't know if I want to do that, though. I've already spent so much time here for how little there is to do, and I want to check out the other 2 games. Another minigame. Gate destroyed? But I just got here. Okay, another minigame. This is easily the worst of the 3. All you do is run up here and you shoot enemies. And yeah, these are built up more. These towers weren't here previously, and there's new enemy types. So they are evolving the event as time goes on, but all you do in this event is shoot enemies. And people stand in your face, apparently. Not that exciting. Oh no. Fireballs. It doesn't matter. It warns you if they're gonna hit you, so you don't even have to pay attention to them. Like, look at that. See, there's a warning, so I go over here. No damage taken. Okay, it is harder than it was before, but like, it's just walk to the side when you see the fire icon. Like, oh no, I gotta run. Oh, that was a close one. And it's fighting enemies again. The other event is fighting enemies as well. And the 3rd game is the best one, but it's still also just fighting enemies. There's no depth to it. Why is this enemy wave so long? Plus, I think there's fewer people here, because why would you play this more than once? I think there's 3 of us in total. Okay, back to just shooting the gas and nothing else. Oh no! I'm gonna get fireballed! Oh, too bad. Everyone's so worried about getting the gas, they're not defending against the actual waves. Case in point, me. I'm not paying attention to the actual waves. I imagine everyone else is the same. I don't see any reason to farm this when it ends in 2 weeks. And the levels don't do anything. It's not like you can look at other people's profiles. Oh, that's done. Quest complete! Unlocked battle cry. View in dressing room. I don't care. You can see I've mined almost 9,000 ores here, because this is the one that I've been farming. Level 2 isn't accessed yet. I thought there might be a secret to gain access to level 2. But considering the other 2 areas evolved over time, I imagine level 2 will just unlock after a week or something. So all you do here is run around, mine ores. Obviously, the rare ores are worth more, though the rarest ore you can mine is redstone. I imagine level 2 will have the ores that you actually care about. I do want to try and find some of the secret stuff here, though, because like I said, this map, it does have some stuff to find. It's the most interesting of the games. There's actually things to see. Specifically, there's dungeons with reward chests. There's a boss monster that drops diamonds. And then there's big ore rooms filled with redstone. The ore rooms are in the same places, so I could just go to them. The dungeons are also in the same places, so I could just go to them. The bosses spawn wherever they feel like spawning, so I'm just gonna wander around till I see a boss probably, though the bosses aren't very interesting. I still want to fight one. And there's monsters. They're not as frequent as the other 2 games, but you can find creepers, and the creepers can just sneak up on you and instantly kill you if you're not equipped properly. And oh, here we are. I found one. Here's one of the redstone rooms. I did it! If other people mine the ores, then they don't respawn for a bit. So, like, because I'm mining these, the next person who comes here within the next minute or 2 won't get any ores, and that's too bad for them. This minigame is kind of scary when you have bad equipment, because the enemies do damage to you, and the creepers, they'll insta-kill you, and they can just sneak up on you. They can spawn right behind you. Like, the enemies have dedicated spawn locations, and those spawn locations can spawn the creepers and the boss monsters. They are just regular enemies. They're rare, but they're regular enemies. This up here is a minecart track. If you find one of the chests, it has a minecart in it, and then you can use those to get back to the entrance easier. But these signs that take you to the entrance are all over the place, so you can never really get lost. You just wander around until you find one of the signs, and just follow the signs. And here's one of the dungeons. The dungeons are very dark, so you're gonna have to forgive me as I wander in here and break the spawners. Here's our chest rewards. There's the minecart, like I mentioned. You can use that. When you don't have equipment, the dungeons give the best stuff. Otherwise, just use your fortune pickaxe to mine the redstone. My inventory is completely full, so I should probably look for the entrance too, actually. Or I could die in front of another player and drop all my stuff for them to pick up and get a lot of easy progression. That happened to me when I was playing. Somebody just died in front of me. Ow. Somebody just died in front of me and dropped a whole bunch of stuff, and I went and sold it, and then that gave me a little bit of a head start. Mining successful. Here's 5,000 XP. I'm almost level 100. Surely there's stuff after level 100, even though there isn't anything before level 100. The levels just have no purpose. This is one of the redstone reward rooms down here. Look at this. Wow. I'm not even gonna mine this one. Actually, I am gonna mine this one. I think I have a strength buff because it's a player buff day, so this isn't even difficult. I just have permanent strength and resistance in addition to doing 10 damage with my attack. Okay, here's one of the shortcuts. I can take this. It's just a minecart ride that leads you somewhere else. It looks nice. I don't think there's anything to find in here. Anyway, it leads out here. This is open so that you don't get stuck, presumably. And we're back here. I was already here. And we're back to the entrance again. This area has one of the secret reward rooms. So let me go for that. Take these vines. Very simple, very easy. Wow, look at all this redstone. I still appreciate these secrets way more than the entirety of the other two minigames because there's stuff to do. This can last you more than 10 minutes in total. Oh, someone else is here. I'm just going to let them have all the ores then. But it's still got less depth than the last event, the Minecraft Championships one, because that had 4 games. They were all worse versions of their official counterparts. I mean, it was done by the same people who did those events, but they adapted them for single player mini games, so they're not as good, but they're still great. They had the Sands of Time as one of them, and I actually played that one because it was fun and not because there were missions that I had to do for it. So it was all the enjoyment of this event, except the mini games weren't just fight enemies and sometimes you have buffs and sometimes they have buffs. I didn't even know that was a thing. Last time I was on here, I assumed that little icon in the corner shows who gets the buffs. Last time I was here, it was the piglins that were buffed, and that's why I was having a slightly harder time than usual, I guess. It still wasn't very difficult, but the enemies did a lot of damage. That's such a weird mechanic. Why would you ever play on the days where the enemies are buffed? It's not like there's more rewards on those days. If anything, the rewards were worse. I'm gonna get blown up by a creeper. That only did half my health. There was a point-blank creeper explosion. I do have diamond armor, but it's not like blast protection or anything. Here we are, the mine shaft area. You can see it looks kind of like a vanilla mine shaft. It looks better than a vanilla mine shaft. This map looks great. They didn't mess up the looks at all. It's just the gameplay's pretty boring. And I'd rather have interesting gameplay than a nice looking map. It's based on the movie visuals, of course, because it's promoting the movie. Here's the dungeon equivalent for this area. There's a spawner and there's a chest. Wow. Oh, here's a jump. Watch this. The lava chicken. I can do the far jump. This secret's very hard to reach. You have to swim up waterfalls. Look at this. It's a secret. This is probably back. It was a fake chest. Oh, how terrible. Fun fact, though. You can jump on these dripstones, and then you can get up. Well, I guess you can't get up. But you can jump on these dripstones, and then you can get up. That creeper is inside the dripstone. Whatever. There's another dungeon again. I'm not even gonna go inside. I don't even care. I might die here. No, of course I didn't even die. I fell from that height and I didn't die. I turned level 100 at some point as well, I just noticed. And there's a bunch of stuff. It looks like I did max out the level, because that probably would have been enough to level me up if this wasn't the max level. So that's great. I've maxed out the level, I've maxed out the equipment, I have 8,000 emeralds that I can't really spend on anything besides cosmetics. The other event they did had cosmetics as well that you could get for the coins in the game. I have absolutely nothing to say about that. It's fine, sure. What else are you going to do with the in-game currency? It gives you something to work towards if you have nothing better to do. But like, if you have nothing better to do, you can just go onto the Minecraft Marketplace and download the free maps there. They're probably better. One of the minigames from the last event is just on the Minecraft Marketplace as a full game, Grid Runners. You can just get that for free, and it's a bigger, more expansive version than the one in the server was. I don't know why they picked Grid Runners as one of their minigames, because there's a bunch of minigames that you play in the Ender Cup, and they only picked 4, and one of them was one that already has a Minecraft map adaptation that you could get on the same game that you can play this event on. That's my opinions on the last event. It was fine for what it was. I went into that one with no expectations because it's a Minecraft event, but it ended up being pretty decent, and that's why I'm so disappointed by this one, because the minigames are just so much boring. And of course, this wasn't done by the same team. That team had already had a ton of experience with making games, and they'd already made those games. They just modified them a bit for the event. This stuff's entirely new, so it makes sense that it's not as good. But why even have 3 minigames if they're all basically the same thing, and 2 of them are really boring? Like, just have the mining. Just make it one of those prison servers. I know prison servers are pretty popular in Minecraft. Well, there's the boss. We found one. See? I told you it wasn't fruitless. So it gets stuck immediately, and then you just shoot it with arrows. Pretty interesting boss fight, honestly. Look at that. 800 XP, 16 diamonds. Here, you can have the diamonds. They're all yours. It shouldn't be hard to find my way out, though, now that I've seen everything that this game mode has to offer in less than an hour. To be fair, I did play this a whole lot. Let's see how many ores I've mined in total. 10,373. For comparison, I did like 7 of the carts in the other minigame, and then 4 waves of monsters in that one. So I was editing this video, and I realized I didn't summarize my point that I was trying to make. I figured I'd do that now. Basically, this map looks great. It's super polished. A lot of the free content that I mentioned, while it's pretty good, it's kind of buggy and not nearly as polished as this is. Everything in terms of presentation on this map looks great. It's just that the gameplay is really boring at its core. And the mines, while I think they're fine conceptually, It just doesn't really work for the 2-week event that this is. Like I said, there's servers that have similar gameplay, but last forever. So why would I play on this when my progress is gone in 2 weeks? Here's Jack Black again. He plays voice lines from the movie, If You Stand Close. I think all the other characters do as well, but they're not Jack Black, so I don't even remember their names.
I am Steve.
And there you have it.